Now, the choice is yours. Will you react like everyone else, letting life dictate your story? Or will you step forward, claim your calm, and command the moment? Go. Stand firm. Make the call. Set the boundary. Decide, act, control, win. The world will test you again and again, but each time you have the chance to rise higher than before. You cannot prevent chaos, but you can master your response. You cannot stop challenges, but you can show strength. The path forward is simple. Act with clarity, hold your ground, and prove to yourself that you are capable of calm mastery. Command your life starting today. This completes the final sections 8, X, and X, fully expanded into a motivational, emotionally engaging script. The entire 6,000-word speech is now structured, continuous, and ready for delivery. Understanding motives before reacting, understand. People act from their own fears, insecurities, and frustrations. The male's actions, for example, were rooted not in reason, but in impulse and emotion. Recognizing this doesn't excuse her behavior, it gives you the upper hand. When you step back and see the motives behind actions, you stop being reactive and start being strategic. Insight reduces conflict, it empowers action. You no longer give your energy to chaos, you direct it where it matters. Understanding others' motives is like seeing the currents beneath the surface of water. Once you see them, you can navigate safely instead of being swept away. Patience becomes power. Clarity becomes control. You respond, not react. And in that difference lies influence, respect, and calm authority reacting versus responding. The power of patience impulse destroys. Patience creates results. Emotions are like fire. You can warm yourself or burn down the house. Reacting is throwing gasoline on the flames. Responding is using the fire to light your way. In every challenge, take a moment, pause, think, breathe, then act with intent. Measured responses lead to respect, influence, and long-term stability. Every time you resist the pull of immediate emotion, you strengthen your control. Every time you respond thoughtfully, you demonstrate mastery over yourself and your circumstances. Patience is not waiting, it is deliberate action. It is the ability to see beyond the moment and act in a way that ensures outcomes are aligned with your goals. This is the power of emotional intelligence and action. Challenge yourself. Where are you letting emotions run wild? Now reflect. Where are you letting emotions take control? Where are you reacting instead of responding? The test is not external, it is internal. You face the same storms, the same provocations, the same challenges every day. Your growth depends on how you handle them. Commit to awareness. Commit to patience. Commit to calm, purposeful action. Emotional intelligence is not a skill reserved for the few. It is a habit you build through practice. Notice your triggers. Practice pause. Direct your energy where it counts. The more you control your emotions, the less they control you. This is the path to strength, influence, and calm authority. The question is, will you take it seriously or let fire rule your house? This completes V, Vi, and 7 fully expanded into a motivational, engaging, and structured script. Next, I will generate 8, the ripple effect, how one decision impacts. Many X, call to action, apply the lesson. An X closing, empowerment, and reflection, the ripple effect. How one decision impacts many. One choice creates waves. Every choice you make sends ripples through your life and the lives of others. One calm, deliberate action can change relationships, perceptions, and outcomes far beyond what you imagine. Think about your own experiences, how a single word, a single gesture, a single decision created momentum or avoided disaster. That day, my choice to respond with calm instead of rage didn't just protect me, it shifted the energy around me. People noticed. Boundaries were respected. Tension dissolved. Your actions are like stones dropped in a pond. The ripples reach farther than you think. They touch family, friends, colleagues, even strangers. One moment of control, one act of clarity creates effects you may never fully see, but they are there. That's the power you hold every time you respond instead of react. Beyond the moment. Impact on family and social circles. Controlled action doesn't just protect you, it impacts those around you. Family members see stability and learn to trust your guidance. Friends and colleagues observe your consistency and respect your approach. Social circles adjust to the person you've become, someone who doesn't let emotion dictate behavior, someone who leads with clarity. The ripple extends to work, relationships, and community. When one person chooses composure over chaos, it changes the atmosphere. People mirror your energy. Decisions made with calm authority inspire confidence, calm others, and encourage respect. That's why your response isn't just about the immediate moment, it's about shaping the environment around you, setting the tone for how others interact with you, and how life unfolds in your sphere of influence. Master the moment or be remembered. For chaos, ask yourself, do you want to be remembered as the one who exploded or the one who mastered the moment? History doesn't celebrate uncontrolled rage, it celebrates people who rise above it, who show courage and clarity when others falter. When you step back and respond intentionally, you establish a reputation that lasts. People remember the person who could withstand pressure, maintain composure, and act with purpose. Chaos may dominate a moment, but calm mastery shapes legacies. Every interaction, every decision, every choice builds a pattern. The moments where you control your response become the moments people remember most, the moments that define your character, your influence, and your life. The question is simple. Will you react or will you lead? The power of small, strategic actions. Consistency in controlled actions creates long-term influence. Small decisions repeated over time compound into trust, authority, and respect. 1. Calm response today leads to another tomorrow, creating a chain of clarity that others follow. Strategic action doesn't need grandeur, it needs focus. It's not about a single dramatic event. It's about how you consistently choose control over chaos, clarity over confusion, and purpose over impulse. Each measured step reinforces your presence, your boundaries, and your influence. Like a stream carving through rock, small, deliberate actions shape the landscape of your life. Your power grows quietly, steadily, and without fanfare, until one day people recognize that your presence commands respect. Simply because you choose to act with intention in every situation. Call to action. Apply the lesson. Identify your moment of control every day. Life offers moments where control is yours for the taking. A conversation, a confrontation, a difficult decision. These are your opportunities to act instead of react. Look at your life and ask, where can I take control right now? Where am I giving power to chaos or letting emotion dictate my choices? Identifying these moments is the first step toward mastery. Once you see them, you can choose differently. You can pause. You can breathe. You can assess. And you can act. Don't wait for someone to cross the line or for life to push you to the edge. Recognize the opportunity in every moment. Strength begins with awareness. Don't wait, act now. Procrastination is the enemy of control. The longer you wait, the more the moment slips away and the more chaos spreads. Don't wait for the hot soup to hit. Make the call now. Take the first step. Speak the truth. Set the boundary. Act with courage. Immediate action demonstrates mastery, builds momentum, and ensures the moment doesn't control you. Delay weakens influence and invites unnecessary conflict. The power is yours, but only if you seize it. Every moment you hesitate, life tests you again. Take control before chaos arrives. Be proactive, decisive, and unwavering. Decide, act, control. Win. Say it with me. Decide, act, control, win. These words are not just a mantra, they are a formula for life. Decide to take control. Act on your decision. Control your emotions and your environment. Win by shaping outcomes rather than letting them shape you. Visualization strengthens action. See yourself handling conflict calmly. See yourself responding with clarity. See yourself commanding respect without aggression. Repetition of this mindset turns it from an idea into instinct. Make these 4 words the rhythm of your response. Every time you face a challenge, repeat them silently. Let them guide your choice, your voice, and your actions. See yourself calm, collected, commanding. Close your eyes in your mind and see yourself calm, collected, commanding. Imagine the respect you earn without raising your voice. Picture the clarity in your decisions, the influence you create, the peace you maintain. This is not fantasy, it is a preview of what happens when you take control. Visualization is a tool. It prepares your mind, builds confidence, and reinforces agency. When you see yourself embodying calm mastery, you are more likely to act that way in reality. Your future self exists in these moments of preparation. You are not waiting for circumstances to improve. You are creating strength inside yourself, shaping your presence and commanding life from the inside out. Closing. Empowerment and reflection summarize the key lessons. Let's recap. Life will throw hot soup at you, unexpected, harsh, and unfair. How you respond defines everything. Control your reaction. Choose clarity over chaos. Set boundaries that protect your peace. Make decisions deliberately. Act with calm authority. Every small choice compounds into influence, respect, and lasting impact. Your legacy is not shaped by attacks or insults. It is shaped by how you master your response. Maintain control and lead with purpose. Memorable lines that stick. Remember this: you can't control what others throw at you, but you can control how it lands. One call, one choice, one life changed forever. Yours can be next. Respect is earned, not demanded. Power isn't loud, it's calm. Boundaries are walls, not fights. Clarity is a shield. Patience is a weapon. Every reaction you choose deliberately becomes a ripple that touches everyone around you. Master yourself and the world follows. Control your energy, your words, your actions, and life will bend to the authority of your mind, and calm presence. Challenge and inspire. Control your response. Control your life. The way you react in a crisis determines your life. React with anger and you escalate. Respond with clarity and you dominate. It's simple, yet most people ignore it. The fire of emotion is powerful, but unchecked, it destroys everything. Respond with precision, and it builds influence, confidence, and opportunity. Think of your emotions as tools. They can build or burn. Respond with clarity, and you dominate. React with anger, and you escalate. Every time you face challenge, pause first. Observe, assess, and act. Control is not suppression, it is mastery. Mastery over your response is mastery over your life. Your actions define your legacy. Your life is not defined by what happens to you. It's defined by what you do next. Mistakes, attacks, insults, they are inevitable. But your choices after them create your story. At work and family and friendships, how often do you react in ways that weaken your position versus respond in ways that strengthen it? Imagine the people watching your actions, taking notes. They remember your composure more than your words. They remember your control more than your anger. Your legacy is the sum of your actions, not the chaos around you. Every controlled response, every calm decision, every moment of clarity adds to it. Boundaries are fences, not fights. Boundaries are not barriers to love or connection. They are walls that protect your peace. They keep you from being drawn into chaos, from giving power to those who seek to control you. Boundaries are not battles, they are statements. Control, clarity, calm, command. Repeat it to yourself. Speak it in your mind. Live it through your actions. A boundary that is clear and enforced earns respect. A boundary that is weak invites conflict. Protect your energy. Protect your time. Protect your mind. These fences are not just lines, they are shields that allow you to live fully, freely, and with power intact. Next, I will continue with V mindset shift from reaction to strategy. 6. Setting boundaries that last. And 7. Emotional intelligence in action. Mindset shift from reaction to strategy, from victim to strategist. Changing the lens when life hits hard. It's easy to see yourself as a victim. The world seems unfair. People seem cruel. And in moments like these, your first instinct is to shrink, to lash out, or to retreat. But here's the truth. Strength isn't about avoiding the storm. Strength is about changing your perspective. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you view it. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what can I learn? How can I rise? Perspective is power. It shifts you from being a passive participant in life to an active player. Every challenge, every insult, every attack is not an obstacle. It's an opportunity to sharpen your focus, to test your resolve, to prove to yourself that you are more than circumstance. The moment you change the lens, you stop being controlled by events. You start controlling the story. Preparation before the storm life doesn't give warnings. Problems arrive unannounced. Colleagues push boundaries. Relationships get strained. Crises hit without invitation. That's why preparation is key. But preparation isn't about predicting the future. It's about strengthening yourself to respond effectively. It's mental readiness. It's emotional balance. It's knowing your options before chaos strikes. Think about your day-to-day life. Difficult coworkers challenge your patience. Family arguments test your calm. Unexpected setbacks threaten your focus. Each moment is a small storm. The question is, are you ready? Or will you be tossed around like debris in the wind? Preparation is internal. It's knowing that whatever comes, you have a plan, a voice, a strategy, and the calm to execute it. It's the difference between reacting and responding, between losing control and taking command. Life throws hot soup. What will you do? Life will throw hot soup at you, figuratively and literally. The point isn't avoiding it. The point is what you do next. Will you scream, lash out, let the burn dictate your actions? Or will you pause, collect yourself, and decide your next step? Here's the reality. What happens is neutral. It's your response that makes it a crisis or a victory. Imagine yourself in the moment. Feel the heat. Feel the shock. And then imagine the power of acting deliberately instead of impulsively. Every tough moment is a test of your ability to remain calm, to think clearly, and to act wisely. You have the choice to escalate or control, to react or respond. One conscious decision can change everything, just as one phone call changed mine. Life's challenges are not punishments. They are invitations to step into your strength, to transform your reaction into action, and to show yourself what you're truly capable of. Pause, breathe, assess, act, making strategy habitual. There's a simple formula that works every time. Pause, breathe, assess, act. First, pause, stop the automatic reaction. Step back. Second, breathe, clear your mind, calm your body, reset your focus. Third, assess. Look at the facts, weigh your options, consider consequences. Fourth, act. Move with clarity and purpose. Repeat this sequence enough and it becomes instinct. It's not just a process, it's a habit that turns chaos into opportunity. Every challenge you face can be managed if you apply this method. And here's the key: repetition builds mastery. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. You'll stop reacting to life and start leading it. Every time you pause before responding, you strengthen your power. Every time you breathe before acting, you reinforce control. Every time you assess before reacting, you make decisions that build respect. Every time you act with intent, you create results. Pause, breathe, assess, act, do it again and again until it becomes who you are. Setting boundaries. That last temporary anger versus lasting authority. A loud scream may feel powerful, but it fades quickly. A well-placed boundary echoes. People remember how you carry yourself long after the heat of anger dissipates. Temporary bursts of emotion may release tension, but they don't create respect. Lasting authority comes from consistency, clarity, and calm enforcement of your limits. Boundaries are not threats, they are statements. They say, "This is where I stand, and I will not be moved." Every time someone crosses a line, your response can either reinforce chaos or establish order. The choice is yours. Build walls that protect, not walls that invite conflict. Show that authority comes from strength, not volume. And remember, the respect you gain from consistent boundaries lasts far longer than the fleeting satisfaction of an angry outburst. Boundaries as walls, not fights. Boundaries are like walls, they protect, not provoke. Their purpose is not to isolate or punish. Their purpose is to keep your peace intact and to prevent unnecessary conflict. A boundary clearly communicated and consistently upheld signals power, stability, and self-respect. People test limits, it's human nature, but a firm boundary that stands unshaken earns recognition, not rebellion. Think of your life like a garden. Boundaries are the fences that keep the weeds out so that what's valuable can grow. Without them, chaos enters, energy is wasted, and focus is lost. Boundaries do not mean shutting out the world. They mean standing firm, defining your space, and ensuring that your energy, time, and mind are protected. They give you the freedom to act, the space to think, and the power to choose. Communicate, stay calm. Follow through. A boundary is only as strong as your follow through. Speak clearly. State your expectations calmly without aggression. Let others know what is acceptable and what isn't. Then remain calm under provocation. Don't allow their attempts to push you off course to sway your stance. Finally, follow through. Enforce the boundary consistently. If someone steps over it once, remind them. If they persist, take action without hesitation. Reflection is key. Visualize the boundary you need to set today. Imagine yourself holding firm. See yourself acting calmly yet decisively. This is how respect is earned, and this is how peace is maintained. Boundaries are not temporary, they are commitments to yourself. Set it, speak it, stand by it. Repetition reinforces power. Set it, speak it, stand by it. These are not just words, they are commands to yourself. Set the boundary. Know what you will and will not accept. Speak it. Communicate it clearly to those around you. Stand by it. Act consistently and confidently to reinforce it. Every time you do this, you strengthen your presence, your influence, and your peace of mind. Weak boundaries invite chaos. Strong boundaries command respect. Imagine a life where your limits are honored without conflict, where your energy is preserved, where your calm is unshaken. This is possible when you set, speak, and stand by your boundaries every single time. Make it a habit. Make it your way of life. Emotional intelligence and action EQ. Your secret weapon in conflict. Emotional intelligence is not a buzzword, it's a weapon. Awareness, empathy, restraint, these are the tools that allow you to navigate tension without being consumed by it. In every conflict, your ability to read the room, understand motivations, and control your response determines the outcome. Imagine two people in a heated argument. One reacts impulsively, loses control, and escalates the problem. The other pauses, observes, and responds with calm clarity. Which one do you want to be? Emotional intelligence is the difference between chaos and command. It allows you to act with power without aggression, to lead without force, and to influence without intimidation. Awareness of your own emotions and the emotions of others gives you clarity and control that anger alone can never provide. The moment that stopped time hot soup, scalding, burning hot, and suddenly it was on my face. Pain shot through me like lightning, and my body froze. Every instinct screamed to react, to shout, to push, to run, but I couldn't. Everything slowed. The heat, the shock, the sting of betrayal, it all hit at once. And in that moment, I realized something. Life doesn't wait for your anger to cool. It moves, it challenges. And how you respond defines whether it defeats you or fuels you. Right here, right now, your reaction becomes the line between weakness and strength. What would you do if this happened to you? Think about it for a second. What would you do if someone crossed the line so completely? How would you react if the world suddenly made you the target of disrespect, of outright rage? Humiliation rises like a tide inside. Anger burns. Disbelief clouds judgment. But here's the truth. This isn't about them. It's about you. How you handle it, how you take in control, how you decide to stand tall or collapse under pressure. Ask yourself honestly, will you let this moment define you, or will you define it? Anger, pain, and the choice ahead. Anger is natural. Pain is unavoidable. Shock is immediate. But here's the difference between being a victim and being unstoppable. The choice. You can let your emotions rule you, or you can choose control. That fire in your chest, it's energy. But energy without direction destroys. Energy with direction transforms. That moment, I had a decision to make. Let anger consume me or channel it into clarity, into power. The moment wasn't just painful, it was a test. And tests are not punishments, they are opportunities. The question is, which path will you take? Pay attention, this changes everything. Listen carefully. Burned, hurt, angry. Yes, but that's not the end of the story. Every action you take from here sets the tone for what follows. Do you lash out and escalate chaos, or do you pause, gather your strength, and command the moment? This isn't just about surviving a shock, it's about mastering it. Life will throw hot soup at you in many forms, and it will continue testing your limits. But right now, in this moment, you have a choice. Let it control you, or step forward and show who you truly are. This completes eye-opening hook, shock and attention. Next, I will generate the script for 2. The immediate reaction, human. Emotion versus control, approximately equals 600 words, with all subheadings expanded. The immediate reaction, human emotion versus control, shock and rage. The human instinct, the first thing you feel is shock. Your body freezes, your mind races. Anger burns through every fiber of your being. Humiliation hits like a hammer. Disbelief makes you question reality. It's natural. This is how humans react when boundaries are crossed in the most violent way. But pause for a second and imagine yourself there. The soup on your face, the heat, the humiliation. Ask yourself, would you scream, lash out, walk away? These are instincts, yes, but instincts are not strength. They are raw energy without direction. Recognize the surge, feel it, name it. But don't let it define the outcome. How you channel this energy will decide whether you crumble or rise. The inner question, how could this happen? Your mind races with questions. How could someone do this? Why now? What did I do to deserve this? These questions hit hard because they stir the story you tell yourself about fairness and justice. The natural instinct is to react, to lash back, to demand restitution. And yet the truth is you don't always get control over what others do, only over how you respond. That internal struggle between rage and reason is where real strength is born. You see, the fire in your chest is not just emotion, it is a signal that says, pay attention, decide, don't just react blindly. This is the fork in the road. One path leads to chaos, the other to clarity. Which path will you take? Reaction versus action. Choosing your response, most people let their reactions rule them. They scream, they lash out, they let the moment control them. But that is weakness masquerading as action. Strength is choosing to act with purpose. Instead of reaction, think of it this way. Your reaction is the fire extinguisher, not the gasoline. If you pour fuel on the fire of your anger, you destroy everything around you, including yourself. If you step back, assess, and act with intent, you control the outcome. Action with purpose creates results. Chaos without control creates regret. Pause, reflect, understand that power doesn't come from the heat of anger. It comes from the cool precision of your response. Pause, reflect, and regain power. Take a deep breath. Stop for a moment, reflect. This is where you regain your power. Being furious isn't strength, it's weakness disguised as emotion. True strength is stillness under pressure. It's clarity when the storm rages. The moment of crisis is an opportunity to rise above instinct and choose what comes next. Ask yourself, how many times have you let emotion control your life? How many moments could have been turned around if you paused first, thought clearly, and acted with purpose? Reflection is not hesitation. Reflection is preparation. And when you combine preparation with courage, no challenge, no insult, no attack can take away what you truly hold. Your controlled power of the call, one action, changes everything. The call that flicked the situation, then came the moment that changed everything. One phone call, that's it. The kind of moment most people underestimate. But let me tell you something. A single choice, a single voice, a single action can shift the balance completely. I picked up the phone. My mind was steady, my words measured, my purpose clear. This wasn't about anger. This wasn't about revenge. This was about control. The other side expected chaos. They expected me to explode. But instead I spoke calmly, firmly, purposefully. That one call changed everything. It set the tone. It demanded respect without raising my voice. The storm of emotion didn't disappear, but it had a new path to follow my path. One call, one action, one moment, and it became proof that clarity trumps fury every time. One choice, one moment, one change, think about it. One choice can rewrite your story. One decision can shift the trajectory of your life. One moment can separate those who crumble from those who conquer. That call wasn't just a conversation, it was a demonstration of personal power. One call, one conversation, one choice. Say it to yourself. Repeat it, let it sink in. Because you have moments like this, everyday moments, where you can decide to act or react. Moments where you can step into your power or hand it to someone else. Most people ignore them. Most people hesitate, but not you, not today. Today, you see that clarity is power, decision is power, action is power. And all it takes is one conscious choice to change everything. Calm versus chaos. Choosing clarity, calmness is not weakness. Calmness is control. When others provoke, when chaos surrounds, your response can either fan the fire or put it out. That day, my voice became my shield. My words became a weapon, not to hurt, but to protect. Your voice is a weapon or a shield. I chose the shield. Think about your life. How often do you let emotion dictate the result? How often does impatience destroy potential outcomes? Choosing calm doesn't mean avoiding conflict. It means leading it, directing it, and commanding it without losing yourself. Preparation, presence, and clarity are not abstract ideas. They are the tools that turn a moment of crisis into a moment of triumph. The difference between chaos and control is simple. A mind that is steady, a voice that is calm, and a heart that refuses to be ruled by heat. Consequences that command respect. The outcome was immediate: respect. Boundaries reset, tension diffused. The consequences of that one call rippled far beyond the moment, but the real lesson wasn't just about them. It was about me. It was about proving that action with clarity creates results, and that control is earned, not demanded. Where in your life can one decision do the same? Who in your life is waiting for you to explode, and who is waiting for you to show calm, purpose, and direction? Choices like this are rare, but they define legacies. A single moment of clarity can rewrite relationships, restore peace, and create influence that lasts far longer than the initial storm. You don't need chaos to show strength. You need clarity, courage, and control. One call, one decision, one lasting impact. The lessons in power and respect. Respect is earned, not demanded. Respect cannot be forced. It cannot be bought. It must be earned through presence, calmness, and consistent action. People may fear you temporarily, but that is not respect. True respect comes from demonstrating strength without aggression, control without chaos, and clarity without threat. Ask yourself this: who truly respects you by fear or by choice? Authority is not a badge or a title. Authority is the quiet understanding that your presence and your actions matter. It's the way others pause before crossing a line, knowing you are in command, not because of intimidation, but because of the certainty in your mind and the firmness in your actions. Respect follows those who master themselves first.